velocity in mechanism at where instantaneous center method we are used in today's lecture. As we know very well, in the previous lecture we discussed regarding how to solve the example with the velocity diagram with the graphical method. It is considered or it is known as a graphical method at where relative motion is there, and with the help of relative motion we are just focus and we are just complete the relative motion. With the help of relative motion we just finish the velocity diagram, and same way we are finish the acceleration diagram also, at where we know very well for velocity diagram we have to take the perpendicular line, and we have the simple equation v is equal to r omega. Same equation we are used at here, but the method is somewhat easy compared to the relative method velocity, or you can say the graphical method. It may be some cumbersome method also, but here the method is somewhat easy, and here two cases are involved: rotational motion and simultaneously translation motion. So both the motion when covered by any mechanism, on that time we can prefer the instantaneous center method that we discuss one by one point. And this is one of the easiest method to solve the velocity diagram. Sometimes a body has simultaneously a motion of rotation as well as translation. Rotational as well as translation. Such a wheel of a car, there are some example: wheel of a car, a sphere rolling on the ground. These two are the basic example. If I talk about the wheel of a car, it may rotate, translatory motion as well as rotational motion. Translatory motion as well as rotational motion. Consider a rigid link AB which moves from its initial position AB to A1 B1. Consider a rigid link AB which moves from its initial position AB to A1 B1 as shown in figure. A little consideration will show that the link neither has complete motion of the translation. The link has not only it may be pure translation, nor it may be purely rotational. If we talk about the translation, we know that the linear motion is there, then it called as a translation motion, and if there is some theta we are getting, then it called as a rotational motion. So here we can consider that to get the new position of A1 B1, we haven't only any one pure motion, either translation or rotational. It means it is a combination of two motion. Okay, it is the combination of two motion. The first has the motion of translation from AB to the first has motion of translation from AB to A1 B dash, as you seen in the figure, AB to A1 B dash, and then the motion of rotation about A1 till it occupy the final position B1. Okay, from A1 to B1 it may be rotational motion from B dash to B1. So in this way we are getting the new position A1 to B1. If you see the figure B, the link AB has the motion of rotation from AB to AB dash about A, and then the motion of translation from AB dash to A1 B1. Such a motion of link AB to A1 B1, AB to A1 B1 is an example of combination of the motion of rotational and translation. If we talk about the first figure, figure A, then it is the translation and rotational, while figure B, rotational and translation. Okay. You can just see the slide at where we are just as discussed earlier. Now, combination motion of rotation and translation of the link AB may be assumed to be a motion of pure rotation about center I. It means that the link AB is so gradual that it is difficult to see the two separate motion. Okay. We are not getting the separate motion of translation and rotational individually. So on that time, but we see the two separate motions. Through the point B moves faster than the point A. As we seen at here, point B is move faster than point A. Thus, these combined motion of rotation and translation of the link AB may be assumed to be motion of pure rotation about some center, and which is considered as a center I, and that is known as a instantaneous center method, or we can say as a instantaneous center. Understood? As I discussed, when there are two motion, and if we want to assume, and if we want to find the activities or analysis of that motion, then it's difficult with the help of graphical methods. So on that time, we have prefer to use the instantaneous center method. Okay. Now just see the figure. Whatever I just explained via cursor and whatever I just speak, you just listen carefully and implement in the figure initially in the theory. Then I just discussed that what happened regarding, or what kind of steps are there, what kind of rules are there, if rotational is there, if the translation is there. Based on that, we are implement that rules in the example, and then we are solve the example. Okay. So after end of the theory portion, when I start the example, then your all the queries are solved. Okay. Just see the figure. Since the point A and B of the link has moved, since the point A and B of the link has moved to A1 and B1 respectively under the motion of rotation. Under the motion of rotation. Under the motion of rotation. Therefore, the position of center of rotation, therefore, the position of the center of rotation must lie on the intersection of right angle bisector of chord AA1 and BB1. Okay, that we know very well. The intersection and right angle to the bisector, which is considered as a midpoint. So I repeat once again, the point A and B of the link has moved to A1 and B1 respectively under the motion of rotation, therefore the position of center of rotation, I want to find the center of this rotation on that time, which must lie on the intersection of right angle bisector of chord AA1 and BB1. Let this bisect intersect at point I as shown in figure, which is the instantaneous center of rotation, or we can consider that virtual center of the link AB, or we can say that virtual center of, I use the word virtual center of link AB. We see that the position of the link AB goes on changing. The position of link AB goes on changing to A1, B1. Therefore, the center about which the motion is assumed to take place, or we are considered as a I, also goes to change. Thus, the instantaneous center of moving body may be defined, I repeat, the instantaneous center of moving body may be defined as that center which goes on changing from one instant to another. The locus of all such instantaneous, the locus of all such instantaneous is known as a centroid. You remember that the locus of all instantaneous center is known as centroid. CENTRODE. A line drawn through the instantaneous center, a line drawn through the instantaneous center and perpendicular to the plane, and perpendicular to the plane of motion is called instantaneous axis. Okay, instantaneous axis which is perpendicular to the plane, and the locus of all the instantaneous center. Here one, same way there are many. If the link is more than one, then the center is more than one. So on that time, if the locus of all the instantaneous center is called as a centroid, and the locus of all the axes is known as a locus of all the axes is known as a axo. So there are three words right now. You have to remember how or what is the application of IC center method. Second one, what is centroid. Third one, what is instantaneous axis. And fourth one is what is axon. Okay. Now that I already discussed, I just shared the PPT and whatever we are covering in the content, yet you have the problem, then you can mention in the comment box. So we are just solve your queries. Now space and body center. This is important theory, space and body centroids. As we know very well, when I talk about the rigid body means a body who hasn't any deflection. If there is no any deflection, then it is considered as a rigid body. Mostly we are prefer or we are assume that kind of body when we talk about the any theory or when we learn about the any theory. Okay. So here once again we assume that a rigid body in plane motion relative to second rigid body. there is one rigid body A1 B1 and another rigid body A2 B2. Focus whatever I can speak and also just see the diagram where I just put the cursor. So based on that I can explain you. A rigid body in plane motion related to a second body, suppose fixed in a space, may be assumed to be rotating about an instantaneous center at the particular moment. As we had discussed earlier, that if any body have the both the motion, either translation and rotational, so on that time we are considered or we are find the velocities and all the information with the help of instantaneous center method on that time. Or we are considered that that kind of mechanism here, that one body is A1 B1 whose instantaneous center is I1 and A2 B2 his instantaneous center is I2. So the instantaneous center is a point in a body which may be considered fixed at any particular moment. The locus of instantaneous center in space during a definite motion, during a definite motion, I repeat the word, during the definite motion of the body, I repeat, the locus of instantaneous center, the locus of instantaneous center in space, in space, during a definite motion, during a definite motion of the body is called as a space centroid, is called as a space centroid. And the locus of instantaneous center relative to the body itself, relative to the body itself, it is called as a body center. Body center are always related to itself, while the space center are in definite motion with the its center. Okay, so you just remember the space center and body center. These two centroids have the instantaneous center as a common point at any instant, and during the motion of the body center rolls without slipping. The body center rolls without slipping. You remember the word without slipping over the space centroid. Okay, it may any one point can rolls without slipping. Okay, let I1 and I2 with the instantaneous center, I1, I2 with the instantaneous center for the two different position A1 B1 and A2 B2 of the link A1 B1 after executing a plane motion as shown in figure. Similarly, if the number of position of the link A1 B1 are considered and a curve is drawn passing through this instantaneous center, say I1, I2, if more than I3, I4, then the curve so obtained is called as a space centroid. Now consider a point C1 to be attached to the body or link A1 B1. Consider the point C1 to attach to the body, or you can consider link, and moves with its in such a way that C1 is coincide with I1. I just get point C1 in that way that C1 can coincide with I1 when the body is in the position A1 B1. When the body is positioned in A1 B1, on that time I1 is coincide with C1. And let C2 be the position of the point C1 when the link A1 B1 occupy the position A2, B2. When A1, B1 is occupy the position A2, B2. A later consideration will show that the point C1 will coincide with I2 only if you remember that the condition for C2 is coincide with I2 only if triangle A1 B1 C1, triangle A1 B1 C1 and triangle A2 B2 and C2 are identical. Okay, if that may be happen, then we are considered that A1C2 is equal to A2 I2. You remember the word? I just add here that A1 C2 is equal to A2 I2 and B1 C2 is equal to B2 I2. B2 I2. I just now you compare with the figure, so it's easy for you to understand that condition it may be applied with the which position or what is the similarity when we apply the condition. Yeah. Okay, now you can just verify. In the similar way, the number of position of the point C1 can be obtained for different position of the link A1, B1. The curve drawn through these points or consider C1, C2 at all points, it is called as a body centroid. Okay. This is just basic information regarding space and body centroid.